Thank you very much to the Capital District Regional Off-Track Betting Corporation. My name is Stephen Aquario of the New York State Association of Counties, and very fortunate to be here with the president of the Capital District Regional Off-Track Betting Corporation, John Signer. Thank you very much, John.
Absolutely, Steve. Good to see you.
Very good to have you here.
Thank you. On the TV station. You're doing a good job. Good job.
Thank you very much, John. We're talking about today a very important issue that's going to the United States Supreme Court. Of course, this is the highest court in the United States. This hears appeals from the lower federal courts, and in particular we're talking about a case called Christie, named after the current governor of New Jersey, Chris Christie, against the National Collegiate Sports NCAA Association, and it's a very important case because it's talking about the legalization and the regulation of sports betting. And of course, we all know that generally speaking, this only happens in the state of Nevada. Perhaps you could tell our viewers here today of why that is. Why is it that the state of Nevada is the only state in the United States that allows legalized sports betting, but states like New York can't?
Right. Well, it's actually Nevada, and there are 3 other states. I think Oregon, North Dakota, and Delaware also allow some sort of sports betting. I don't think you can bet individual games, but you can bet parlays. So multiple games, and therefore, if you hit multiple games, you can win. So Delaware in particular. So it's allowed because of federal laws, and it's not allowed in any other state across the country than those 4. Ironically, for many years, Harry Reid was the majority leader of the Senate,
and from the state of Nevada.
Came from the state of Nevada, and I think he pretty much had a hammerlock on that law not being changed. But something changed, ironically, in New Jersey, where Governor Christie, has pushed very hard, I think starting 4 years ago, to try to get sports betting in New Jersey. Ironically, at Monmouth Racetrack is where they wanted to do it. Monmouth had partnered with William Hill, a bookmaker from the United Kingdom, from England, and wanted to do sports betting. And up to the point where they announced they were going to do it, I think 2 years ago, the next day, and then the Department of Justice, the Obama administration, stepped in, the Department of Justice, put a stay on it, and that's where we are now. And Christie has since is suing to have it go forward.
So here we have the people of New Jersey. There's a referendum put up. The people of New Jersey overwhelmingly support this. 2-1, I believe, was the vote. That they say that we want to legalize sports betting, we want to regulate it in our state, and we want to allow people to enjoy sports in a different way, a form of entertainment, if you will, an extension of what we're currently allowed to do with betting. So this case is ruled that the state has no right to do this, and many would argue the opposite, that this is an issue that the states should have this right to legally regulate this industry, that there is no constitutional guarantee that the federal government should have sole exclusive jurisdiction of this. Sometimes it's called cooperative federalism here, meaning that all the levels of government should be cooperating to provide the people safety, security, making sure things are done legally and their rights are protected here, meaning the federal government, the state government, and the local government are cooperatively working together. Don't you think that should be the outcome of the United States Supreme Court?
Yes, that absolutely makes sense. And I think the fact that the court took the case is an indicator of where it's going. Obviously, it was out in limbo, kind of, and they could have ignored it, and it would have stayed at those 4 states. I think the fact that they take it, I read an article today from New Jersey paper, basically saying that New Jersey is getting ready to move forward once a decision is made. I think the process is on December 4th, a week from now, you're going to have oral arguments at the Supreme Court on sports betting. And then I think sometime in the spring, around June, is when they expect a decision to be made. New Jersey, ironically, I think New Jersey took multiple, just taking a step back, I think they took multiple steps to try to get sports betting. I think Christie did an executive order. I think they put it out to a referendum. They did everything they could. And like you said, I think the state should have the opportunity to regulate it and tax it and make money. I remember for years that the district attorney in Brooklyn, Charlie Hines, put out press releases every year on sports betting and said it should be legalized, it should be brought into the sunlight, it should be taxed and regulated.
And transparent.
Transparent. It's a $1 billion business underground. So there's no doubt it should be coming into the light, transparent. It should be regulated by the states, and I think that's the direction we're going.
So here we are, we're in the offices of the Capital District Regional Off-Track Betting Corporation. We're here with its president, John Signer. We're talking about legalized sports betting in a United States Supreme Court case that they're going to hear here in the next few months. What's on the books right now in the state of New York? How are we positioned as a state? Do we have authority should the Supreme Court rule that the current law is unconstitutional in that it unfairly penalizes 49 other states? How can New York participate in this regard?
Yeah, I think so. I believe that the state believes that the recent gaming legislation, casino legislation that was passed by 2 legislatures and then passed by the public, voted on by the public and passed, that legislation includes sports betting. Now, I believe that is solely for casinos. It does not impact OTBs. It is not afforded for racinos, the harness tracks that have casinos as well. There's been recent stories where Assemblyman Pretlow, who is the chairman of the Racing Committee in the Assembly, has said that he believes OTB should be part of this. How
do you feel about that?
I absolutely believe that.
Why? Why is it important to broaden the ability of people? Is that just it? You're giving people choice in venue?
Yes, and I think also, as you know, we're a public benefit corporation. We were created by the state, and one of our major charges is to generate money for local governments, which we have done for the last 35 years to the tune of hundreds of millions of dollars that we provided to local governments. And one of the reasons we've been able to do that is because of partnerships with the counties and partnerships with NYSAC through your support, which we appreciate very much.
Of course.
And so that's something, it's something we're going to push for. We think that OTB should be afforded sports betting. It would, with the recent advent of casinos in upstate New York, it's had an impact on business at OTBs. We've seen business drop a little bit, about 5%. But sports betting, we believe, we'd be supportive if it went to all the gaming industries, OTBs, racinos, and casinos. I think that's the right answer, and give, as you said, give the public choices on where they can go, do this entertainment.
So we're talking about sports betting. We're talking about the highest court in the land, the United States Supreme Court, taking up a very important case that they're going to hear at the end of this year into next summer, perhaps a decision in June or July of the summer of 2018. Let's have you conclude, John, about what types of programs could the Capital District Regional Off-Track Betting Corporation provide to its subscribers, to provide to people in this state, through the other OTB corporations as well. What are we talking about here when we're talking about sports betting?
Yeah, well, sports, I mean, look, generally OTBs, as you know, is horse racing. We're pari-mutuel betting just on horse racing. So we don't have video lottery terminals, we don't have slots, we don't have table games. I think this, again, would afford OTBs the ability to bring more people into our facilities, generate more revenues for local governments, therefore controlling property taxes. You were just talking about some of the issues that the counties are dealing with unfunded mandates, the tax bill at the federal level, what impact that may have on local governments. So the more money we can generate for local governments, that helps them in terms of dealing with their taxpayers, helping fund critical programs at the county level. And that's what we try to do and work with the counties and generate revenue for the counties.
Well, there's only a limited amount of money that people have to spend in entertainment.
Sure.
Whether you're going out to dinner, whether you're going to enjoy some gambling, some casinos, or pari-mutuel betting through the off-track betting corporations. And so I hope that the United States Supreme Court does see that this law is found to be unconstitutional, thereby freeing up this ability for the states to regulate this and provide freedom of choice amongst these states if they choose to offer this to their people. And again, I'd like to thank you, John, for having us here today and the ability to talk about this important issue for your viewers. So thank you very much.
Yeah, great. Thanks, Steve. Appreciate it. I would like to say Kathy Gimeno, the county executive who will be leaving, has been a great partner for Capital OTB. She's been a supporter, and we're looking forward to Steve McLaughlin, who is soon to come on as a county executive, and he's been a supporter as well. So we're big fans of Rensselaer County and all our counties. We represent 16 counties in the city of Schenectady, and again, we appreciate all your support in the legislative process up in Albany.
Thank you, John Signer.
Thank you.
Thank you.